What was that? What the hell just happened? Everything was going great. Everything was going so well. Yuri was killing every scene he was in. Yugioh was genuinely making me worry. Same with Reira and Sora. Hell, I even was kind of curious to see what would happen with Yuya's duel with the hair Nick Fury guy. But then it all went to hell. You just had to do it to me, Sergey. You just had to once again come into an episode and just completely kill it for me, didn't you, you giant, weird, cyborg gorilla thing? Oh god, let's start off with the beginning, because at first, everything was going good. As many of you know, I was really loving last week's episode. I was really loving Year. I was really loving that we were getting somewhere with the plot. And then in 10 seconds, they just completely got rid of everything. And I'm just like, why? What for? And everything was going good, too. The way the episode began, I love re-showing Star Venom Dragon. I love seeing it in relation to the other 4 dragons, get an idea of what it looks like near them. Okay, that's half a second long. And I noticed an interesting little thing. When Yuri draws polymerization, for a second he's got a uh-oh look on his face, or an oh boy type look. It's only a second long, but a part of me can't help but wonder, maybe he's testing things out. Maybe he's been told, if you got the opportunity to put all 4 dragons in the same room at once, do it, see what happens. Because you look at his face too, he looks very sweaty. I think there's definitely something going on there. There's definitely these 4 Yuyas, there's no way that the professor doesn't find it strange that there are also 4 boys who look the same, and they all seem to be in some sort of relationship, romantic and non-romantic, with their respective dimensions Yuzus. There's no way he doesn't notice this, and I think that's a nice subtle way to start up the suspicion that they are also part of the experiment, if not the forefront. So that was a very neat way to start off the episode. And also, I sort of like the idea that Yuzu could use her bracelet to guide her. I mean, on the one hand, it's kind of weird that she's using her arm as a bloodhound. But on the other hand, it is kind of a cool idea. And it makes sense that at this point she would start to notice something. Maybe sort of she's almost communicating with it. That could be a really cool angle that I think they'll get to eventually, if we ever get past the point we're at now. But then everything just sort of goes to hell when we get in the room. First up, the guy being like, I respect you, Yugioh, let's finish this duel. No! He's a 14-year-old boy. Kick him in his little 14-year-old boy nuts, take Yuzu and Serena, go home, and then get a prostitute or something to make you forget about Yuya. This was ridiculous, and it went on forever. I like the idea of giving this character a little more sense of who he is, that he's not just some perfunctory goon and he actually has like a character to him and all that, but it's too little too late and it's the wrong time to do it. There's not a lot of time left. Yes, there's probably 50 to 100 episodes left of this series maybe, but the thing is that we're at episode 92. We still don't know anything about the Yuyas, we don't know anything about the dragons, the Yuzus, or the 4 dimensions. To give you an idea, we were over 100 episodes in Zale before we learned what the astral world was, or anything that, or what Dawn 1000 was, or any of these other plot elements they brought up. But the difference was that the story things that got in the way and were resolved beforehand were things that were still relevant to the main plot. What Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 is doing is very much doing what series like Attack on Titan and Walking Dead and now Game of Thrones like to do. You just keep introducing more plot elements that don't actually relate back to the main story, so when you do get to that, it can remain in the direction they wanted it to go all along. But what instead now happens is that you're able to drag the series out a big way. And by having everyone always seem smart and intelligent about it, you make it look like this was all planned, when in reality it's just a random way to make the series go on longer. Yu-Gi-Oh's not doing it as bad as the others, as it does still all going back into the original themes that this one is going for, in sort of being a helpless child where the world is just sort of against you, the sense of isolation it brings, and a lot of the concepts of entertainment and society and how all that affects itself. But the thing is, it's becoming very obvious that they're trying to push things as far as possible. Then Sergey shows up, and that's really when things kind of got bad for me. We all know I'm very iffy on Sergey in general. First up, why was he at that random thing? Maybe he's seeing the giant thing in the sky, which was cool, but it went nowhere. Maybe he saw that and figured I'll go there. Fine. But the thing is that then the whole buildup of what was Yugioh going to do against this guy was nothing. It didn't build to anything because the other guy beats him, and then he beats Yugioh no problem. It once again reiterates just how useless Yugioh is in most situations, which is fine when you're playing it up for a narrative purpose. This was just a plot exposition to get Yuzu away from Yugioh again. And I'm sorry, but it's stupid and unnecessary. There's no logical reason why Yugioh needs to get kidnapped besides to give Yuzu needs to get kidnapped besides to just give Yugioh more of a reason to want to go after Sergey and Roger, which we've already established he does anyways. On top of that, Sergey can fly? Like, what the hell? That's ridiculous! And it's way past the ridiculous Yugioh can get away with, because it comes out of nowhere, and what practical purpose is him flying gonna do? I mean, him having Earthbound, Immortal, light things, it's kind of a cute deck, but I don't really see what it actually adds to anything just besides a cute reference. I don't see Earthbound Immortals showing up, or maybe they will. I don't care. We see the episode preview. At this point, I'm much more interested in whatever the hell Sawatori is getting mad at in that preview. At least it looks like Sawatori is going to be concerned with the situation. Once again, Yugioh trailed off into this smiling bullshit, which had nothing to do with anything. And it really didn't play anything, because it was so obvious he was going to lose, because we can't have Yuzu and Yugioh back together again, because we need to drag this out several more episodes, because Yugioh and Jack at some point need to duel for a reason that I still, at this point, just don't care about. I'm done with this tournament arc at this point. Start answering some questions, give me something to get into, and give me an idea what's going on here. We still don't know what Star Venom's effect is. And where did Yuri and Yugioh go? Nothing about the bracelet suggested they can do that, so now you're even playing around with your established illogic nonsense. So at this point, I'm really just annoyed and pissed off. But the episode looked okay. But what did you think? In the comment section below, give me your thought on this episode. And for today's TCG question of the week, Wing Raiders comes out some places today, some places tomorrow. But a lot of people are disappointed in the reprints in it. Things like the Super Mega Quantums are a lot of fun. The Raid Raptors are really cool. But a lot of people were expecting more. A Daigusto Emerald reprint a lot of people wanted. I forget what the other ones were, but a lot of stuff like that. What do you think? In the comment section below, tell me what cards that you want to see get reprinted, maybe in the next Premium Gold. Personally, I think Upstart needs a reprint at this point. I mean, it was reprinted, what, 3 years ago at this point? We need Upstart Goblin, especially with how relevant it is right now. But other than that, as always, click to like and click to subscribe so we can see what's got Sawatori pissed off. Oh, and I forgot to bring this up. I remembered it while I was editing. Serena going back to the fusion dimension, thus making everything that was going on with Yugioh's duel pointless anyways. Yeah, no, that was a stupid thing to tack on in the end just to get her out of the plot for a few episodes. Okay, bye.